A lightning start for the red line KTM of Taron McKenzie off pole position. I wonder how much input his dad had onto that line that he took. And he just rockets out of the starting blocks ahead of number 40, the gallant Joe Francis on his WT40 KTM. And Francis had a big moment, almost lost the front end, and then he ran wide at Campbell's, and that cost him a little bit of time and just gave Taron McKenzie a bit of breathing space at the front in their battle for Moto3 honours. Meantime, Tom Kahn, number 70, fought his way through into contention in the 125 GP class. Jordan Weaving, number 34. Ed Rendell, the tall Chelmsford boy, number 12, absolutely locked together with Sutherland's white Aprilia beginning to loom up in the background. And they had a great four-way battle for 125 two-stroke GP honours here at Thruxton. Tom Kahn, the winner at Brands Hatch, lost the lead in this class to number 10, Peter Sutherland. The Glaswegian hurtled to the front just as the chain came off Ed Rendell's bike. The chain came off, he retired, out-crashed Joe Irving. And coming across the line, Taron McKenzie wins the race. Taron McKenzie, number 95, wins the race for Redline KTM. And the 125 class is fought over right to the line with Sutherland on the white Aprilia just taking it from Tom Kahn. The start of the 1000cc National Superstock Championship race here at Thruxton, and a brilliant getaway for Simon Andrews on the RAF Reserves Racing Honda. The Worcestershireman launches himself to the front ahead of the championship leader Adam Jenkinson, but then he has this huge moment as he hits a damp patch at the end of lap 1, goes grass tracking, bravely hangs onto the motorcycle and rejoins the race well down the pack. Meanwhile, at the front, the Four Angels Racing Kawasaki of David Johnson, that distinctive pale blue and orange motorcycle, ahead of Jenkinson, snatching second place from number 17 Steve Brogan in a massive three-way battle at the front. But all the time, the young Geordie boy Joe Burns, 21 years old tomorrow, bike number 53, is working that hard to close the gap. He's got past number 15 Jonathan Howarth, and he's really launching himself in pursuit. But then down goes the little Irishman Lee Johnston on the Ducati Panigale and wipes out Philip Backlund and Dan Stewart on their Kawasaki's. That crash red flags the race, and that means David Johnson gets the verdict on bike number 20 for Four Angels Racing ahead of Jenkinson, Brogan and Joe Burns. David Johnson a winner again for the first time since Alton Park last year. Great start to the Superstock 600 race here at Thruxton for the man on pole position. He liked Kawasaki's flying Scotsman Tim Hastings. Great start from the second row by Niall Campbell, but then chaos at Campbell's corner and a burning motorcycle result. So the safety car comes out for several laps while the marshals grapple manfully with the smoke and flames. And finally, as the safety car pulls back in, Jordan Simpkin leads the charge ahead of Tim Hastings. And that battle is to go on race long in the sunshine here at Thruxton on the Hampshire-Berkshire borders. James Lodge, number 7, gets involved in a terrific scrap with number 47 Nick Anderson on the B Wiser Kawasaki, waving at one another down Mudham Hill. And eventually that scrap gets into all sorts of turmoil. Grant Whitaker grabs the third place for a while on bike number 79. Then there's a crash involving Tom Fisher. And also a huge moment there for Matt Ogden. Ogden's Nutty Flake, having set that lap record at Brands before he crashed a week ago. And here's number 18, Jordan Simpkin, grabbing the advantage on the final lap. But Twister Hastings wasn't done, and the Scotsman came round the outside and outbraked into the club chicane. At that moment, it looked like he had the chance, despite losing the back end for a moment. But Simpkin held it on round the outside and then couldn't make the chicane. Forced Tim Hastings off the track, but held on to the Yamaha to cross the line to win with a wave of apology to his rival. Number 7, James Lodge, snatched that third place from Grant Whitaker, but victory for Jordan Simpkin on his Yamaha. And this is how the race panel, look at the angle there of Freddie Pett, just making sure he was going to take no prisoners off the start. He just launched himself to the front. And I thought he just might be headed for running away with it, but as James Whittam predicted, at Thruxton you can't break away, and this turned into a colossal contest with Chrissy Rouse just absolutely popping the double bubble to put himself into the lead, and that was actually a crucial move because he was never really headed from that point on. Freddie Pett in second place at that point, Phil Atkinson challenging hard in third. Freddie Pett did come back on Chrissy Rouse, but then made that mistake, clipped the back wheel of the Geordie boy, flicked himself, winded himself over the bars, all 6'4" of him, and out of the race. Meanwhile, Alistair Fagan was involved in some fisticuffs there. Number 4, the fast bike journalist, having one of his one-off rides in his time in the Challenge Series here at Thruxton, his favourite circuit. Chrissy Rouse running at the front, now found that Phil Atkinson had completely regrouped, decided he could challenge for the lead, and on the final lap, trying to get round the outside as they surged round Goodwood towards Church Corner. Chrissy Rouse hung on at that point, and Phil Atkinson couldn't quite get close enough as Dan Fuller sat up Scott Pitches to snatch back third place. And as they launched themselves towards the line, the 17-year-old Geordie took victory just by 0.8087 of a second. Well done, Chrissy Rouse, the new championship leader.
Well, it was one Dickens at the start. Andy Beach, number 4, in the middle of the grid from the front row, went backwards, got hooked up with Gary Horsepole. That damaged the wheel arch, and we saw the outcome of that later on when he had to pit to get it repaired. But Horsepole and Paul Napton pushed sideways there by Andy Beach, but at the front, Reeves made no mistake, he got away. This was where the battle was. It was a 4-way battle between Ben Holland, Barry James, Ricky Stevens was in the mix, as indeed for a short while was Roger Lovelock. His passenger, unfortunately, was to lose his grip late in the race. Mark Edwards and Lee Barrett charged on their way with a rapid Kawasaki, putting it to good use round here at Thruxton, and they are in second place. A good result for them, and strong in the championship. A terrific 3 abreast action up to the chicane. It was anybody's guess who'd get it. Mark Edwards and Lee Barrett were being caught at that point, but Ben Holland marched on with the Finning Cap Suzuki. Look at the lead held by Tim Reeves and Tristan. It was massive. Holland, though, once in second place, never looked like being threatened. Ricky Stevens, another terrific podium for him. Mark Edwards, thrilled, absolutely thrilled. Holland, a great recovery from the back of the grid, but a victory, stunning victory for Tim and Tristan Reeves.